Salve, this is your first story in the book, and how we normally do it if we were in class is that we would go through it together. I would read out the Latin so that you could hear it, and we would go sentence by sentence, making sure that we understand what the Latin says, and then put it into English to do a little translation. So I'll try to go through this fairly fast. The story is called Cerberus. Before we begin, let's take a look at the vocabulary down at the bottom, because Cambridge Latin likes to give us more words than they require us to memorize on the vocabulary sheets in order to make the stories a little bit more interesting. So we'll look down at the bottom and we see the verb intrat means enters. And I think we could have figured that out. The next one we're going to come across is circumspectat, which means to look around. The next word we're going to see is kibos, which is food. There's a phrase in mensa, which means on the table. We see salit, meaning jump. Stat, meaning stand. Stertit means snores. Latrat is barks. Surgit is gets up. Iratus is angry, but you probably could have figured that one out as well. Pestis means pest. Forcifor is scoundrel. I'm sure we could come up with a much more colorful word than just scoundrel for this. Clamat means shouts. I think you could have figured that one out as well. And exit means goes out, or perhaps exits. Caecilius est in horto. Caecilius est in horto. Caecilius in horto sedet. Caecilius in horto sedet. I couldn't find a picture of him sitting. Caecilius is in the garden in horto. Caecilius in the garden is sitting. Or we could say better English, Caecilius is sitting in the garden. Servus est in atrio. Servus est in atrio. Servus in atrio laborat. Servus in atrio laborat. The slave is in the atrium. The slave in the atrium is working, or perhaps the slave is working in the atrium. Notice that there's some sort of word order thing going on here that's a little bit different than English. Metella est in atrio. Metella est in atrio. Metella in atrio sedet. Metella in atrio sedet. Metella is in the atrium. Metella in the atrium is sitting, or perhaps Metella is sitting in the atrium. Quintus est in tablino. Quintus est in tablino. Quintus in tablino scribit. Quintus in tablino scribit. Quintus is in the study or the office. Quintus is writing in the office or study. Cerberus est in via. Cerberus est in via. Cerberus is in the street. Coquus est in culina. Coquus est in culina. Coquus in culina dormit. Coquus in culina dormit. The cook is in the kitchen. The cook is sleeping in the kitchen. Uh-oh. Cerberus intrat. Cerberus intrat. Cerberus enters. Cerberus circumspectat. Cerberus circumspectat. The dog looks around. Quibus est in mensa. Quibus est in mensa. The food is on the table. Notice that we use the same word in, meaning on, as we used in, meaning in. One of those things. Canis salit. Canis salit. The dog jumps. Canis in mensa stat. Canis in mensa stat. The dog is standing on the table. Grumio stertit. Grumio stertit. Grumio snores. Canis latrat. Canis latrat. The dog barks. Grumio surgit. Grumio surgit. Grumio gets up. Coquus est iratus. Coquus est iratus. The cook is angry. Pestis. Furcifor. Coquus clamat. The cook shouts. Pest. Scoundrel. Cerberus exit. Cerberus exit. Cerberus goes out. So that's the story. That's the story about the dog. That's our first story. It's a good introduction into the craziness that happens in this household. And things do get kind of crazy throughout the book. I hope that was easy without expending too much brain power. And I guess I'll see you in the next thing. Wale.